My name is Spence Hart, and I'm eligible to vote.
Spence Hart, how do you define the American dream?
I define the American dream as being successful and having kids, and a little doggy and cat, and having a husband.
All right. And is today's American dream dead or alive?
I believe today's American dream is still alive. It's just hard to achieve, harder than what it was in the past due to the economy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And is today's American dream just a fantasy or is it reality?
I believe it can be a reality with a lot of hard work, but otherwise it's just going to be a fantasy.
Has the American dream changed over time?
I believe it's definitely changed over time because you have people in the past, it was a white picket fence with 2 kids and a husband and a wife. But now you have people who want 2 husbands and 2 wives and not dogs and white picket fence. So it has changed over time, yes.
All right. And did past generations of Americans get to experience their American dream?
I believe to a certain extent most of the population did, but there was at the same time a lot of the population that did not get to experience the full American dream.
All right. Thanks so much.
Welcome.
Action.
My name is Kelly Cooper, and I'm eligible to vote.
Kelly Cooper, how do you define the American dream?
Well, I think everyone's definition or idea of the American dream is different. I would say that it's just a set of ideals and morals and just which, I mean, everyone has their different opinion on being successful and, wanting to be successful in today's society and just figuring out ways to be more successful because it is more competitive nowadays than it was back then. So, I think it's changing every day, honestly.
Is today's American dream dead or alive?
I think it's still alive, but because society is changing, it's not just white picket fences anymore like it usually is. It's more like who can, make the most money, who can be the most successful. It's just really competitive now.
Yeah, and is today's American dream just a fantasy or is it a reality?
I think it's still a reality because everyone is still trying to achieve, their goals, and everyone's still trying to be the best. And so it's not dead, but again, I know I keep repeating myself, but it really is, it just changes every day, and so.
Mm-hmm. Has the American dream changed over time?
Yeah. Like I keep saying, it changes all the time. And like I said before, it's not just white picket fences or anything like that. I don't really know how to explain it other than that.
And last question, did past generations of Americans get to live their American dreams?
I think only a select few. It was harder back then for most people. Not saying it's not hard now, but I think we have more opportunities now to achieve it than more people did back then, so.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Are you eligible to vote?
Yes, I am. The dream is where individuals have the choice of what to do with their lives and have no restrictions based on government's views or their religious beliefs or their personal beliefs. Every individual can achieve whatever they want to achieve. The American dream is still alive today? No. As I said before, you should have no restrictions from your government, no restrictions from your religion or other people. But sadly enough, there's so many restrictions nowadays. You can't do what you want. You can't do what motivates you to be a successful person.
Do you think that the American dream is a fantasy?
I don't believe that the American dream is a fantasy. I believe that there is a way to have that, but not in today's society. Go back 100 years and yes, maybe in the future, yes, but as of right now, no. The American dream, the essential idea of the American dream hasn't changed. The essential idea is the pursuit of happiness. Do what makes you happy. That's not going to change. But the way you get to being happy has, whether it be through a different way to work with your job, different type of field that you new ways to entertain yourself. There's different ways of getting there, but the theme of whatever makes you happy is still the American dream.
I would. So we get to hang out with her.
Did past generations of Americans get to live their American dream?
What?
What is that?
Last question.
Did past generations?
Yeah.
Yeah. As I said, go back like 100 years, maybe you could live your American dream. Back when government wasn't as strict, or when people's political views didn't drive everything about them, or the religious views. As I said before, go back 100 years, 200 years, maybe past Americans were living the American dream. But as I said, you need to get to a point where government doesn't restrict what you can do, or where religion doesn't modify everybody.
Keep going, you're good.
Get to a place to where religion doesn't affect people's views on you, or to where you have all these options available for you to do whatever it is you want to do. That's all I got.
Boom.
My name is Megan Palladino, and I'm eligible to vote for the American Dream as someone growing up with their perfect job, having a perfect house, kids, and a perfect husband.
Cool. And is today's today's American dream dead or alive?
I would say America's Dream is most likely dead because of Obama.
Oh.
I'm kidding, delete that answer.
Is today's American dream just a fantasy or is it reality?
I would say today's American Dream is fantasy because today things are a lot harder than they used to be.
Okay. And has the American dream changed over time?
I think the American Dream nowadays is just to get along with life and make it by the slow means of what you have.
Did past generations of Americans get to live their American dream?
I think few of them got to live their dreams, but I think more of them got to live their dreams than we do now.
Cool. All right. Thank you so much.
My name is Anna Marie Caldwell, and I'm eligible to vote.
Anna, what is your definition of the American dream?
I guess it's kind of different for everybody, but I think the one thing that's consistent throughout everyone is that it stems from the dream for equality, your right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, the things that this country was founded on.
Perfect. Do you think that the American dream is dead or alive?
I think that it's definitely diminished in recent years. I think people have become way more apathetic. A lot of people don't exercise their rights like they used to. Rights that people have fought so hard for a long time ago. People don't take advantage of that now. But I think it's still there. I think there are a few people who are still passionate about things, and hopefully those people will inspire more people to pursue their dreams more.
Okay, and do you think that the American dream is a reality or a fantasy?
I think it can be a reality. I mean, everybody has there are some kind of outlandish things, but I think of people who started from nothing and became huge millionaires. I think of like John D. Rockefeller, and Andrew Carnegie, the self-made man, people who started from nothing and were really, really successful. So it's not completely fantasy. I think there's a lot of truth in it.
Thank you. And do you think that the American dream has changed over time?
I think it's changed to fit the time. I think it's, still the same principles. People might want different things than they did, say, in the 20s and 30s, but it follows, I think it's just changed to fit the times. I think that's the only change that's really occurred.
And do you think that past generations were able to live out their American dreams more so than we do now?
I think we definitely have the means to do it more, but I think that they probably did more, if that makes sense. I just think that, like I said before, I think that a lot of us are really, really apathetic and more focused on material things a lot, and then just things that don't really matter, like who's dating who this week and who's got a boyfriend who doesn't, just things like that, instead of focusing on, the American dream. I think that we all feel like we're going to be young forever and that we have forever to pursue our dreams, when in actuality we don't. And I think the older generations understood that a lot better than we do.
All right, thank you so much.
You're totally welcome.